Okay, so today we'll discuss about the memory management, SAP memory management here. So this is the memory management in the system that enables optimal use of memory in the above system. So it will ensures high performance. Because of the memory issues, sometimes performance issues, we may face the performance issues in the system here, right? So as you see my screen here, so when the normally when the users log into the application server in the above system, a user session is opened, right? Within the session, the user send the request to the application server. Then inside of that, what will happen? A above program is started, that is executed by the multiple work process, right? Whenever you join your login from SAP login pad, what will happen? You will able to authentication will happen, that is called the user context. Then immediately you can able to open the screen, means the backend multiple above programs will be executed by the multiple work process here. A separate memory a separate memory area is assigned to the each user session. Each and every user session, each session there is a separate memory is allocated. Separate memory allocated, memory area will be allocated here, right? That is the main thing here. To run the program within the user session, internal session, the work process allocate the some amount of memory which contains the user data, that is called the user context, as well as the program data here, right? Depending upon the type of data the located in the different memory areas, a memory management decides in which order the work process will allocate to the specific memory area. Specific memory area here, that is the main thing here. So work process, there is a types of, depends upon the work process type. Depending upon the work process type, so you can see, so means for dialogue work process there is a different procedure, and the non-dialogue work process, non-dialogue work process, the allocation is different here. Non-dialogue means the BTC, update and spool. So update and spool, this have the some different memory allocation here, different memory allocation here, type of dialogue and non-dialogue, right? So non-dialogue means these three will comes under the non-dialogue here, right? So depends upon the type of the work process, and depending on the your operating system, either Windows or Linux, your memory allocations will happen. Memory allocations will happen here, right? There are the various memory types here, right? Various memory types are there in the SAP here. There are the various types are there in the memory allocation. In the memory allocation, in the memory SAP management here, so nowadays, so there is a, that the depends upon, like if it is the dialogue work process, so suppose like let's take the Windows and Windows work process, and so non-Windows means Linux, Unix, so those are the non-Windows here. So if it is the Windows work process, dialog work process. So they are the memory areas here, right? They are the different types of memory areas in SAP here, right? One is the role, role memory, then memory, then extended memory, then so role memory, extended memory, heap memory, heap memory. Normally, this memory area we will call it as the, this memory area we will call it as the private memory. Heap memory, there is another word is called the private mode, private memory here. Role extended heap here, role extended heap here. So SAP, the mainly for the memory management in SAP, the memory management is used to optimize the performance of the SAP system here. To execute each work process, it's required the certain amount of memory is required. This memory can be part of the physical memory, that is called the RAM memory, or some part of the phasing file known as the swap, right? It will take the some memory from the, it can be part of the physical memory or paging. Normally we will in the system that we will call it as the paging or swap memory, that we will call it as that one here, right? So main memory there is a, it's a just temporary container only. Memory is like a some small temporary container only. Until the work is finished, then the memory will be freed, the memory will be free here, right? So main memory, physical memory, right? It will take the memory some parts from the physical memory, means your RAM memory. Something is called the virtual also it will take it out, they call the heap stack, that normally we will call that is memory here, right? So main memory role area extended, then heap is called the private memory here, right? Private memory here. So work process, it's required the first local memory is required, local memory, right? That is called role memory. The work process memory, operating operating system also it's required the memory, DB also it's required the memory, then SAP also it's required the some memory. All the three layers it will use the, all these three layers it will use the, so all three layers it will use the your physical memory only, right? Then the memory, how much memory we required. If you don't have much memory, definitely your system will be hung status, or so it will be very slow, the process will unable to so allocate it here. Just it's a temporary only here. Once the user request is free, user is logged out, then immediately user is logged out, your request your memory will be freed from the system, so it will be free here, right? So here, so the memory allocations for the work process, memory allocation for the work process here, it's a different here, it's a different work process here, right? Whenever user logins to the request, whenever user login to the your SAP system, the first it will allocates the role in user context, that is called the role memory. In the role memory, some parts will be assigned to the user. In case that is also full, that is also not sufficient, then it will go to the extended memory. If the system also extended memory also not sufficient, then it will go to the heap memory, heap memory here. If the heap memory system is using the heap memory, means it's a OS memory, then system will going to the private mode. Private mode means your system is in the dangerous status, anytime your system will go down because of the memory issues here. So that's the reason sometimes when you see the on the operating system, when you don't have the much memory in the OS level Windows, whenever you do the restart, sometimes the system will not come up because of the heap issues, memory issues, right? Which means so it will use the heap memory, private memory, then it will go to the down status, it will go down status here, it will go to the down status here. So here the role area is a memory, the role area is a area in some parts in the memory which belongs to the work process, which belongs to the work process. Here we can configure that one. So it is located in the heap, it will use the some parts in the heap of the virtual address space. When the user context of the user context of the work process is completed, so the first of all, first memory is for the work process is called the so role memory, that is called the first memory here. Then it will use the earlier, it will use the remaining role area. First it will use the role underscore role memory, then extended memory, so remaining role area, then it will go to the private memory here, private memory here, right? So in that case, the allocation of the work process is different, the allocation of the work process is different here, depending upon the type of the work process. So in Windows, first it will use the extended memory, then that we will call it as the extended memory in the Windows. Then after that, then it will go to the private memory. After that, it will go to the private memory in the Windows here, right? So Windows, it will go to the Windows here, right? So that is called the dialog work process. Dialog work process in a Windows and AX. So first it will use the EM extended memory, then it will go to the finally it will go to the so private memory here. So at the same time, if you take it out the Linux part here, so the Linux part here, same dialog work process, it will use the extended memory, same as like in the private memory also here, which means dialog work process dialog work process, the memory allocation sequence is first it will use the extended memory, then private memory it will use it here in the Windows operating systems here. In the Linux part, so it will use the same as like, so means dialog work process either Windows or Linux, so the sequence is common, right? If the same time the non-dialog work process here, right? So in the Windows non-dialog work process, the Windows it will use the same extended memory, then the private memory it will use it. Then so in the Windows, in the Linux operating system for the background work process, non-dialog work process, it will use the private memory. That is the one of the difference here. Private memory, then it will go to the extended memory. That is the difference here, right? So this is very important, right? For the dialog, non-dialog, the memory allocation is different in the Windows and the Linux system here, the Linux here, right? That is the main process here, right? So memory area which is used by the work process for the program in the instance to execute the program to run the user request, it is required the some amount of memory here. Each time when the user starts a program, a role area is created. That is, a role area is created for that instance of the program. So the program related information will be means that memory will be used for to execute the request and everything here. When the memory in the role area become free, the program will ends the session, right? When the memory will be free, when the user request ends the session, then immediately the memory will be the role area will be free. If the two users run the same program at the same time, then two role areas will be created, one for each other, another for each other. Two role areas will be created, right? A role area is used for initial memory, that is the first memory which is role memory, that is the user context that is assigned to the user context. Then the additional memory will be assigned. Additional memory is assigned when the role memory is full here. When the role memory is full, the additional memory is assigned here, right? That is the role memory here, right? So the memory where is very important in the for the SAP process to run the SAP request in the so SAP in the SAP to run the user session, the memory is very important here. The memory is very important here. So there is a different types. Now you can see the based upon the operating system, the allocation sequence is very different in the each and every user session here. The allocation is different here. Suppose in the memory allocation on the Windows, suppose if you see the Windows for the dialog, first it will use the extended memory. So there is a parameters in the SAP JTTA slash role underscore. There is a parameters which will control the memory related things in everything here. So role underscore extension here. Then heap related parameters are like a so above slash heap area, above slash heap underscore area underscore dia, heap area dia, and heap area above slash heap underscore area underscore non-dialog means non-dialog work process. The allocation how much it will, so why? Because here dialog work process, non-dialog work process here, right? So first of all, so extended memory is available to the work process until maximum quota that can be maximum quota. So that will be controlled by the this role underscore extension, the role underscore extension that will be controlled here. So maximum quota here, right? And also private memory, once the quota of this heap memory is, sorry, the extended memory, the em is reached, then it will go to the heap memory, then it will go to the heap memory. In the heap memory, so there is a heap memory. When it comes to the heap memory, when the extended memory is over, then heap memory. Then here these two parameters, above heap area dia, above heap underscore area underscore total. So this total will equals to the, so dialog plus non, these two parameters will equals to the total here. Then you need to give the some amount of memory for the dialog, some amount of memory for this one. This both the sum equals to the total here, the total here, right? So in case of memory issues, then you may face the, so memory is not sufficient, tsv page allocation is failed, system has no role memory, so like that you may get the, so memory, you may get the issues in the system here, you may get the issues in the system here, right? So heap area, so dia and roll underscore extension heap area, so non dia here, heap area dia and heap area non dia, that will be allocated here. That's what it will happen in the systems here, right? So that is the main important concept which you need to remember here, right? And also nowadays I think there is a zero memory management concept. There is a zero memory management concept here, configuration of the zero memory management concept. That concept is called the, this is the previous versions and previous earlier versions. Nowadays we have the ZAMMM concept here, that is called the zero administration memory management. Why? Because earlier if you roll memory, extended memory, heap memory, we need to surface, we need to adjust the parameter, something wrong, entire system will go performance issues and everything. But now SAP, there is a one more feature that is called the zero administration memory management, is for standard configuration in the memory that enables the optimal operations in the system, right? Which means this zero memory management is to administration of the memory in the application server level with the default settings of the profile parameters in the memory management here, for the smooth operations of your SAP system. To ensure, so people are using the zero administration memory management here. In some cases you can change the default configuration to adapt the system to your hardware and software requirement, but so the we can keep the default values here, right? So the zero administration management has been introduced to simplify the administration and maintenance of the memory management. Why? Because it's a ocean, the SAP memory management, the parameters are oceans here. There is a formula, something we have to prepare it, and each and everything we have to do that one. To avoid this kind of things, so ZAMM feature SAP introduced it here to use the available to reduce the resources optimally. This means above automatically sets the default values of the profile parameter in the memory management. So means by calculating the dynamically using the formula. So there is a one parameter phys underscore the mem size. So if you set this parameter, one parameter, this physical memory parameter, remaining all the parameters are adjusted automatically, dynamically. Dynamically, they are by calculating them dynamically using the formula here, right? So that all the parameters will derive from the this parameter. This is the very important parameter here, right? You don't need to configure any profile parameter manually to start above here. So this parameter will control it here. You don't even have to set the para, since by default the value is the set of physical memory of the server. In emergency you can override this value, you can change the value, then remaining values will be changed here. Above automatically and allocate the memory to the individual components. This allocation can change during the runtime itself here, right? So this is the main important zero memory management is the parameter which you can set in the here dynamically. The extended memory, the remaining memory parameters will be so adjusted here. Remaining memory parameters will be adjusted here, right? That is the one of the main thing here, right? So here, so these parameters are, so you no need to worry about the, all the parameters, the values, calculations, how much it is required, what is the value and everything. It's not required. Just you can go to the this this controlling of the this parameter value, the phys mem size, automatically the remaining parameters will be adjusted here, right? So there is a total memory, em, initial size, total size, max size, global area, above. So there are the many multiple memory parameters. Everything will depend on the this parameter. Suppose example, if I log into the SAP system here, if I log into the SAP system here, if you go to the RZ11 to see the profile parameter, if you see the heap area dia, then that parameters will depending upon the, see here how much it is required here, right? So formulas. So if you go to the heap area, so non-dia parameter assignment, close display. So you can see that limit the parameters non-dialog work process, above heap area dia, non-dia, and so you can see the, so like that you can just above slash, so heap area and total shows the how much total you want to allocate it here. See total value, see each value there is a, it depending upon the phys mem size parameter. Any parameter if you take it out, that will depending upon the value of the memory value and everything here. That's the very important thing here, right? And also there are the some parameters will specify the, will some specify the, so some specify the uh, physical memory, the paging related parameters here. So rd splash pg underscore shm, that specify the size of the paging buffer, right? And also so paging file, paging functions for memory. There are the many parameters are there. So work process related, there are many parameters, buffers related parameters. If you go to the st02, here you can see the all the memory related parameters here, right? All the current parameters you can see here, above buffer size, ca buffer size, then profile parameters, so memory parameters, so all the, so see here, so role area, so role extension, pg, so this is the parameter, above heap area dia, above heap area non dia, how much you are allocating, above heap limit, then paging. So see here all the memory parameters you can see it here. If you want to do the adjust, just double click on it, you can do the adjust of the parameters and everything here, right? So everything will be controlled by, as I mentioned here, one parameter that is called the phys underscore mem size. So this parameter will control the entire memory value here, right? So this is basically how much you have the RAM. So that parameter will control the that much of GB here, right? That much of GB it will use it here, right? That is the main parameter value here. If you adjust it based upon the RAM size, entire your memory will be adjusted here. Entire your memory will be adjusted here. You can go to the RG10, just go to the, so instance profile, then go to the extended maintenance, then click on the, so click on the parameter here, enter, then you will see the how much memory you allocated here. Only 5 GB you allocated here. Then if you extend it, entire memory will be used here. Entire memory will be occupied by this work process here. So this mem size based upon the your size here. This mem size based upon the size here, right? So it's a very big concept, but so everything will be controlled by the PHYS memory management parameters here, right? That is the one of the important parameters. So only you think you need to remember if there is a allocation to the work process here, right? So role, first it will use the role first, role memory, local memory, then extended memory, then remaining role area, then it will use the heap memory and private memory. When the work process are starting using the private memory, system is in the dangerous status. You need to do the, you need to just restart the systems to affect the parameter values and everything here. That is the one of the important thing in the memory management side. Okay, so only thing is you need to remember the how the memory allocation will happens, the dialog and non-dialog work process and Windows and Linux. Most important heap parameters, and also these parameters are required the so restart. And also sometimes you may have to, sometime temporarily you may have to extend the memory values without any system restart. That time you can go to the SA38. Just remember this one, RS memory report. Using this report dynamically, you can extend heap and everything. Sometimes monthly finance reports they have to generate it. They don't want to permanently extend the memory. Just you can go to the RS memory, the report there you can temporarily you can extend them this remote memory areas. Then your thing will be extended here. That will be so your work will be completed. Then again you can revert back the parameter. There is a RS memory parameter values here. You can see here there is a RS memory. If you just click on the execute the program, that will be display the memory areas and everything here. RS memory parameter value here, right? Just you can extend this one so that temporarily your heap will em and heap memory will be extended. So that see here heap area total dia non-dial of total 4, then the 2 GB plus 4 GB total. Then if you extend it temporarily, this will be complete the work here. RS memory, remember this one, it's a most frequently asked question here. So you don't have any option to restart it temporarily. You need to uplift, you need to increase the memory. So how will you increase the memory? If you want to change the, you will say like parameter changes, we will do the parameter adjustments, but that's not the case. You don't have any option to restart it here. Immediately you need to uplift the system. Then you can use the RS memory concept. You can use it. This one, this report you have to use it. Okay, that is the main thing here, monitoring memory side. So in ST02 you can monitor the memory areas and buffers, tunes and everything, resources and everything, you can check it out here. Okay, so that is the so normal so memory areas which you have to concentrate on here. Okay, got it? Any questions, anyone?
Sir, buffer when occur, like after the full of extended memory or heap memory?
Which one?
Buffer swap.
Buffers and swaps are the, that is the different, that is the different concept. The buffers, that is a normally temporarily SAP frequently used data that will be stored into the buffers. But this memory areas is for the whenever you log into the system, immediately your memory will be allocated to the your request here. That is called the so memory areas. Buffers are like temporarily it will store the data in ST02. You see the buffers, that is the temporarily you see the data. So temporarily frequently accessed data that will be stored into the buffers. So whenever the buffers are having less and overflow is happening, you will see the swaps will occur here. Why the swaps
Yes.
are occurring means because of the buffers are full.
Okay, sir.
For dial Ravinder,
Yeah.
for non-dialog work process for Linux system, first the memory will allocate for private memory, right?
Yeah, BTC dialog example, our background jobs. Background jobs, it will use the directly, it will use the private memory only. Operating
Like,
system level memory and everything only. Heap
like
memory it
if you
will
use
use.
private memory means the system will in danger mode, right? Then how will it will convert the extended memory?
That's the one. So dialogue work, sorry, background work process, they are running from longer time, then system performance will be slow. That is the first thing. When the system performance is low means first we need to check the are there any background jobs are running from longer time. Then immediately we need to cancel it here. If you keep on running that the background work process for a longer time, then immediately anytime your system, your operating system will go down or your OS will be inaccessible mode. So,
Okay.
so it's a dangerous mode.
Then after clearing the
Now, starting itself, there is a
long run background jobs, then it will convert the extended memory, right?
right. Normally, it won't go extend memory. It will be in the
Okay,
private
okay.
memory
Thank you.
only. Why? Because jobs will be in the temporary. It will execute the private memory only. So, in case of private memory and here dialog work process memory, both are reaching nearing to the zero free memory. Then immediately your system will go down immediately. That's why SAP comes with the picture is called the zero memory management concept. Instead of you extending the all the memory parameters one by one, it will create the some problem. That's why so just adjust the this parameter value automatically. Remaining values will be adjusted automatically, dynamically. Okay, so and what we do? So yes, and Monday, starting from Monday.